Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Torchwood reaction. This is Red Live, and my name is Matt. Hi, hello everyone. So, last time on Torchwood, we fought the physical manifestation of the literal concept of death. And we won. Owen won. So, that was awesome. That was like my favorite episode of Torchwood so far, and it was so fucking dumb. It was so fucking dumb because like that description alone, it's like it's not a lot. That's actually what happened. Owen beat actual death. Not I'm not talking about the idea of someone dying. I mean no. The what you imagine when you think of death, like the foggy skeleton that comes after you and is gonna kill you instantly. That he beat that. He beat the skeleton death. He beat the hard card of death. Didn't have the horse, but all right. So that was cool. That was awesome. So, okay. So yeah, that happened. We beat death. Owen came back to life because he died, but then he didn't. He was brought back with the glove. That glove just summons death, doesn't it? The actual concept of death. Okay, sure. It's a cultist glove. It's not an alien glove. It's a fucking cultist glove. But yeah, we destroyed the glove, so it's no more. But Owen now is back. Owen is just back now, and they did say that he's dead now, but he could die at any moment. Like he has like energy or whatever, and that energy is gonna fade away after a certain amount of time. But they don't know how much that will be, so it can be like half an hour, or it can be like 30 years. Who knows? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say half a season. Whatever's left of the season, I'm gonna say that much. But we'll see what happens there. Dude, now we just have a zombie on deck. Now we just have a zombie on the team, and that is awesome. That is fucking awesome. Like, our Torchwood team is okay. So we need someone to become a cyborg, right? We just need someone to become a cyborg now, because we have an actual immortal. Then we have a zombie. Can Owen die? No, like, what would happen if you like decapitate Owen, right? What would happen if you shoot Owen in the head? Would it? I'm assuming it wouldn't matter. I'm assuming. I'm assuming it would be even better than Jack. Well, not really. Okay, so this is what I would assume would happen. Jack regenerates, but he passes out. I'm assuming Owen wouldn't pass out, but he wouldn't regenerate. So he would just have a hole in his head. I'm assuming that's what would happen. But there are some fun questions now on the team. So we have an immortal that regenerates. We have an immortal that doesn't regenerate because he's a zombie. He's already dead. And we have 3 regular ass humans. We need one of them to become a cyborg. Right? Because that would be awesome. That is the one that we're missing, right? Because we have a zombie, we have an immortal. Let's bring a cyborg on place, right? Fucking maybe Yanto will follow in Lisa's footsteps and also become a Cyberman, a Cyber Yanto, and maybe he will also have an equally as interesting design for his costume as Lisa. Okay, I'm getting super sidetracked. Okay, so we had Martha for like the past 2 episodes. Let's hope she stays. That would be great. I don't think she's a member of Torchwood. I think she's still working for Unit, but it would be awesome if she stayed for like an extra. It would be awesome if she stayed for the remainder of the season, right? There's like no reason for her to do that, but it would be awesome just because I love Martha. But yeah, whatever. Let's just jump into this episode. So yeah, Torchwood season 2, episode 8. Yeah, 8. Let's go. You can eat.
Every day is the same.
Yeah.
I get to work and everyone's doing the same old thing. I'm not real.
This is interesting.
3 days ago, I died.
Just been 3 days, okay.
And they think I'm fine.
I like that they're exploring this.
You think you got problems?
Oh, she's gonna be like...
Man dump you?
Sorry, love, are you talking to me? It's just, I'm a bit busy right now. I'm not really interested in listening. You're dead.
Yeah, I was brought back. Like Jesus, really, but without the beard,
I'm relieving you of your position.
Oh, Bollocks. I'm sorry, Jack. This is bollocks.
And in your weapon and your security pass.
Why? I'm
that-
fine.
3 days ago, you died.
I'm fine.
Martha Jones will replace you as Torchwood's new medical officer.
Oh.
What the hell am I supposed to do in the meantime?
We always need someone to make coffee.
Oh, no.
Voila. Fresh and strong.
He's gonna ruin it. He's freaking out. Because of course he is.
Okay.
No, he's not. He died.
It's like you finally won.
Didn't realise we were in competition.
Oh, come. Even Tosh had more of a life than you used to, and now you're always out on missions. You're shagging Jack, and I'm stuck here making a coffee.
It's not like that. Me and Jack.
Gwen's getting married. Martha's got her bloke. God, even Tosh had Tommy. This is really shit.
There is no sign of any muscle decay. You're in great shape, as ever.
Okay. Not an actual zombie though.
Definitely looks like you're not going to age either.
Until he dies.
No further sign of cell mutation. You're 100% human. 100% Owen.
Never liked Tintin. What? He's weird. He's got a funny face, and his hair is just horrible.
I always loved Tintin.
Yeah, well, you would. And he never had a girlfriend, did he? Just the dog. Yeah, so I reckon he was actually shagging the dog.
Okay, meanwhile, back at Torchwood.
Alright.
Worldwide, nearly 1 million people kill themselves each year.
He tried to kill himself previous season, I just remember.
What are you? Some sort of suicide geek?
No, just a doctor. I am 100% human. I'm fine.
You've sliced your hand open.
No feeling on that.
The wound's not going to heal, so you're going to have to re-stitch it every week or so.
Ah, that sucks.
Can't feel the needle or thread. Can't feel your hands on mine. I can touch things. Can hold them. I know they're there, but I just can't feel anything.
Do you see why Jack's worried? Bruises won't heal, bones won't mend, you're fragile.
Is that why your man dumped you?
No, actually, he died.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What exactly do I do when I get there?
Watch TV. Chill.
Jack, I'm dead. I'm permanently chilled. You get to live forever. I get to die forever.
Hello, and welcome to Buy or Not to Buy, the property show that lets you indulge in your
Yeah. Come on, man. You don't have a PlayStation or something? I mean, he doesn't need any of this shit anymore, but what is it gonna do with it? I guess trash. It's just you, the sofa, and the TV. And depression. I like the way this episode is directed. I can feel this man going insane. Yeah. Top. Yes.
Let's get Tosh in. Oh, and when Gwen got in, first thing she did, say sorry for not asking me to be bridesmaid. Me, bridesmaid.
He's not even listening. Because Tosh is like ranting about herself. Instead of like actually being a friend, which is weird.
Brian used to say I talk too much.
Tell me about it.
Today's my wedding anniversary.
Ah, gotcha. Alright, I like that we get to see this. Because this doesn't matter at all. There's no reason for this to be here, but I like it. Oh shit.
It was an accident.
What happened?
Been married less than an hour.
Jesus. That sucks. That sucks. Was it her fault too or whatever?
Picking confetti out of my hair when it happened.
Oh my. Yes.
I believed them when they said it would get better.
Fuck. This episode is heavy.
Gonna be a new special project?
Come on, Owen, I just...
That's not why you're here, is it? For some reason, you want me. Now it's different. Because I'm safe now, aren't I? And it's all cozy and it's romantic and isn't it beautiful, you know?
You can say what you like. I'm not leaving you.
Well, of course you're not, because this is it, isn't it? This is the date that we were talking about. It's just how you wanted it. All we need now is a sodding pool table.
Stop it! What's wrong with you?
I am broken, Tosh! I don't work. I've got no heartbeat, no feelings, no tears. I have got nothing to give you. Do you understand that? Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want somebody who's as screwed up as you.
That is a
Twisted
terrible
and
thing to
screwed
say.
up like you are. Well, you want to see broken? Do you want to see broken, Tosh?
Oh, and stop it! What are you doing?
That's never gonna fix, dude. And then he ran away. I mean, maybe Owen won't last until the end of the season. Is he gonna try to drown himself? What would happen if you throw a zombie into underwater? Wow, he feels at peace. I like this. Did the water fuck you over?
36 minutes. Not bad.
They were watching him.
Heat sensors. As in body heat. Yep.
That's how this matters. We're gonna see our zombie in there.
So, how do we get past them?
Sounds like you need a dead man.
Yes.
I'm not interested in you, in old men or alien meteors. I came here because my husband died. I just want to jump.
Well, haven't you?
Let's get over it!
Look at it.
You're too scared.
It's like I said, any bruises you get, they're not going to heal. Do not engage in physical combat. One punch, you're gone. Be careful.
Yeah, okay, guys. Very funny.
Dun dun.
Want to see what I can do? What?
You're just gonna scare him to death.
I'm dead already, mate.
Does that have like any repercussions on his body? The electrical surge. That was a move, by the way. Just like, wanna see what I can do? I'm dead, buddy. He's like smiling and everything. Okay.
Hold it there. Ron, the sensor's picking you up. Okay, stop. Stop, or I'll shoot.
I like the soundtrack. I can tell that this scene is important.
You can't kill a dead man.
What are you?
I'm wrong.
What are you?
I'm broken. I'm Dr. Owen Harper. And I'm having one hell of
That shit worked. I literally cannot believe that worked. That is some that guard was terrible at the show. The soundtrack for these fucking 2 episodes have been awesome. Or is it the same from previous episode? I think it is, but it's like a different arrangement of it. This is like Owen's theme. If it is, then he has like the best theme I heard in a long time. The energy source is a person. It's a person being kept alive. That's so good.
I have this. It's called the pulse.
You know what it is?
I named it. It's keeping me alive. No, you're not taking it.
The energy isn't going into you. Power's just building up inside that thing. That's what we've been detecting, but it isn't actually doing anything for you. You can't stop it, Mr. Parker. I'm sorry, but it's gonna happen one day.
It'll be dark and I'll be alone.
Where are
This
you
is
now?
great.
It's dark, and you're all alone.
This is true.
So what's the difference? You're scared of the darkness. Join the club. Trust me, I know how shit everything can be.
Don't you sit there pontificating. You're just a boy. What do you know about anything? I've traveled the world. I've fought in the war. Started my own business. Made a fortune. Married. Widowed. All my collection, all of it. I've done so much.
Owen didn't even get to do any of that. And he already ended.
I might as well be dead already.
Then accept it.
I might as well be dead. I'm still stuck here, though. In this bed in the dark.
You know what? I'm gonna come back. You and me, We are gonna face all of this together. I'm gonna help you.
Still trying to save someone. You got no breath.
I'm so sorry. At that moment, I just wanted it all to end. You even attempt to bring me back again. Gwen, Yanta, it was fun. Mostly. Thank you. Tosh, come on. Answer me.
Owen.
Sorry.
I love you.
NASA sent messages into space. Map of our solar system, pictures of what we look like. It had images, voices, music.
Is this an alien pad?
Is a reply. It sang to me.
Alright. Of course.
Everyone else has let it go.
You can still come back anytime.
Oh, we can only hope.
Well, maybe I will.
I'm scared that if I close my eyes, I'll get trapped in the darkness.
That was an interesting sound effect that actually got me. This is nice. And now what? Episode didn't end.
That's when I saw you. I came here to help.
Of course you did. Here's your picture back.
You've got a choice. If you think that darkness is too much, then go for it. But if there is a chance, it's just some hope. Yeah, you could be having a cigarette, or that first sip of hot tea on a cold morning. Or it could be your mates. If there is even a tiny glimmer of light.
You should hold on to that.
You think that's worth taking a chance? It's up to you. Your choice. My name is Owen Harper, and this is my life.
That's awesome. That's so cool. That's so cool. Okay. That's so cool. That was such a cool episode. That was such a cool episode. Okay, that was such a cool episode. It was very much like, yeah, it was very much an Owen episode, a life of Owen episode with a nice message thrown into it of like never give up, right? It was very much a mental health episode, kind of like, which is weird for an Owen episode to be that, but it's great. It's great that this is what they decided to do with this character, because at the end of previous episode, I forgot until we started it. We had Owen say that he's gonna try to like save people, save lives, because like he wants to be put to work, because he wants to make up for the lives of the people that were killed. Because it was brought back, right? He feels like he owes it to the world. At the same time, Owen is, I feel, someone that is trying to like justify his existence to a degree. So we have him here, and as soon as he showed up on the ledge, I was like, he's trying to save her. He's trying to talk her out of it, and he's just lying. And at the end, it came off as like a reveal, supposedly, of like, he wants to kill himself too, and then at the end it's like, no, he's trying to save you. It's like, I knew that, because of the previous episode he already said he was gonna try to focus on that. Given the thing is that throughout this episode we did get to see him just at the lowest point of his life. Well, his life is already over. It's weird, but like, we just got to see him completely depressed and completely just given up on everything. And I really liked the direction on this episode, by the way. I thought the direction on this episode was great, because it really felt like this guy is not doing okay. This guy is not doing okay, and he's almost at a breaking point. He's past his breaking point. Like, he's already broken. And you could tell it the most when it was the scenes at his house, when there was a bunch of weird cuts with weird music and like his expression. Shout outs to my guy Bern Gorman for amazing acting this episode. Like, I'm saying that a lot lately because he's also on The Expanse as I'm watching it, and he's doing great there too. And I'm just keep going between, like, he showed up in The Expanse and he's an important character there and he's been doing great. And then in Torchwood we had like 3 Owen episodes in a row, and it's just like, okay, this is the month of Owen. Yeah, shout outs to my guy Bern Gorman. But like, this episode was amazing. It was also, I would say, it was mostly amazing for Owen as a character, because even previous episode was great, but it was like he was still Owen. In this episode, this is a broken Owen, and he is trying to cling on to something, right? And he eventually does so, and it's almost like okay, so at the end he clung on to like this capsule that the alien sent back that had like some music or whatever, and he was like, it was so pretty and beautiful, and it just got me, and I was so amazed by it, and it was like, that gave me hope. Like, that shit gave me hope. It was like, it's not the greatest thing in the universe, it's not a new love, it's not anything like that, but it is something that just appeared, and I was like, wow. And that's when I realized that I care. Because, like, that's the thing, it's like, he feels like he doesn't care. He feels like he's dead. He feels like there's nothing else worth living for. And then he finds something that captivates him, and he's like, actually, that is awesome. Actually, that is something that I think is beautiful and that I really love, right? And like, the whole thing is that we keep switching back and forth between Owen's story and Owen when he is with this woman, Maggie, I think was her name. And this creates an amazing narrative where we have a character, which is Maggie, who has just given up on everything. She's just, I'm done, I'm ready to jump. She was about to do it, and Owen showed up, and he's like, yo, what's up? And he's like, okay, I'm dead. And then he just started telling her about all this crazy alien shit, all this, like, they're not gonna memory wipe her. He's not gonna tell the Torchwood team that he told her about this shit, because they're gonna wipe her memory, and then she's gonna go back to being suicidal. But okay, so yeah, he told her everything, and she believed it, because I feel like at this point she's just like, fuck it, right? Just like, fuck it. Nothing matters anymore, so fuck it. If this guy shows up and he's supposedly a zombie and he works with alien shit, fuck it. You know what? Sure. You know? So she accepted that. And then she continued to listen to all what he had to say. And I like that at one moment she was like, what do I care? I'm here to kill myself. I don't give a shit about what you're telling me. And I like the way Owen handled this whole thing. Like, Owen has grown so much as a character. And we at this point have seen him at his lowest lows and his highest highs, right? And it's almost like, sorry to bring this shit back again, but like that shit that he did at episode 1 of season 1. It's almost like they're trying to like embrace it and also say just like this is a life and it can have some nasty shit in it. And it can have some heavy shit in it. And it can be fucked up, and it can be nice, and it can just be anything. It can just be a lot of things. And here in this episode, we get to see Owen, and it's just like, this is what Owen Harper's life is. This is what Owen Harper's life has been. The whole thing. And we just get to see the whole thing, and we get to hear this entire view from Owen's perspective. And we know Owen, right? We know him very well, and we cement even further what kind of character Owen is. Like, he's not the greatest person. Like, he's not even close. I would even argue he's not a nice person. but the fact that so this is making me think of lately I've been listening to a lot of Jethro Tull. It's like a 70s rock band, right? So I was reading on listening to the album Aqualung that they have, and there's like a couple songs like Aqualung as well as Cross-Eyed Mary. And the thing is that the first song, Aqualung, is about like a homeless guy, and the second song is about a teenage prostitute, right? There and like the homeless guy, they tried to paint him as like a terrible, nasty person, and then they tried to paint him as like a super nice, like a poor soul individual, which is like fair to both, right? Because like it's almost like the duality of the views on it, but at the same time, I read about mostly on the Cross-Eyed Mary song, and they talk about a topic that they had going on for that album, or for at least a couple of those songs, was the idea that there is always something inherently like human that matters on like everybody, right? Everyone. Because everyone is a person. No one is just like a monster that you just get to write off, right? Everyone has like something that makes them a person that you can relate to, or that, like, you can see or you can hear, and it's just like it's something that it is touching, or it is something that you can understand and feel for, despite this person being just like a complete just whatever, that you're just like, maybe not, right? Just like maybe not a great person, but there's always something. And the goal of those songs was to actually point that out and to actually explore on that there is something in her, something that matters, something human, something relatable, inherently ingrained on everybody, because everybody is a human being. And every like life matters and has had like ups and downs and everything. Everyone has their own experiences, and I really like that concept. And in this episode, I feel like that has been like mostly cemented a little bit with Owen. That theme, a theme of a character that is just like, Owen is not a great person. And even within this episode, he acted in ways that I'm just like, come on, man. Like, the way he talked to Tosh, given I also think that Tosh didn't do great in like just ranting about random work shit, when Owen is just like clearly he wasn't doing well. Like, you can just have a look at him and just be like, dude, you're okay? Like, dude, you need something? Like, I'm sorry, I'll shut up. Like, I that's how I would act in that situation. I would just take a look at him. Well, first of all, I wouldn't even just burst in and then start talking about whatever. I would make sure he's okay. And then I would be like, you're not okay. And then I would be like, all right, let's work this shit and see what we can do. Hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Probably wouldn't have worked in Owen's situation anyway. But, like, the way Tosh handled that, I feel like it was pretty poor. Tosh is also very socially inept, I think. So maybe you can go that direction and be like, okay, I get it. But the way Owen talked to Tosh and the things he said and like the way he acted was very... It wasn't nice. It wasn't polite. It wasn't respectful. It was actually bad. It was actually a bad thing to do. But it is understandable. You can understand it. Because it's like the episode starts with like... No, like there's one scene like near the beginning of the episode when Owen says, Jack, I'm fine. And then Jack says, Owen, you died 3 days ago. Like, think about that sentence. First of all, it's a really stupid sentence. And it's just a clear just display of what the fuck the show is. And the sci-fi genre as a whole, what it can be. And it's dumb. But it's also fucked up. It's like, I'm okay. It's like, no, you're not. You're dead. And you've been dead for like 72 hours? Dude, you're not okay. You died. Like, even if someone that died and then came back to life, like normally, right? With pulse and everything, I feel like they wouldn't be okay after that. someone that actually did die and was brought back as a zombie, and they have to struggle with the fact that they do not have any feeling on things. They don't have the ability to like produce tears or anything like that. They cannot get injured because then they have a permanent injury on them. And like they cannot eat, they cannot drink, they cannot sleep probably. It's like there's so much shit that it's just like Owen is not okay. I wouldn't be okay. And it's stupid to think that someone would be okay going through that. And like it's you can understand what Owen is going through. Like, not directly, but you can, if he lashes out, he's super upset, he's super angry, he's super sad. I'm like, I get it, right? I'm like, I get it. I completely get it. I will not question the things that you're doing one bit. And I like that at the very least the Torchwood team didn't question the way he was acting either. Jack was a little bit judgmental of that, which I'm like, come on, Jack, the man's dead. Just come on, a little bit. But for the most part, it seems like everyone just kind of said like, yeah, and just kind of walked off because like, what do you do at that moment? So eventually, what happens is that Owen, so they have to infiltrate into a mansion that has like heat sensors or whatever, and they go like, okay, what can we do? And it's like, well, we can send a dead man in there. So we recruit Owen back again, and we send him into the cell, Mr. Chung. And then it's like, okay, he's made out of glass, so he cannot get injured in any way because that would be permanent, or it would just like whatever, it would just kill him maybe. But like the thing is that Owen at this point doesn't care, so he just like, fuck it, I'll do it. I don't know if there wouldn't be any repercussions to your body if you stayed underwater for 38 minutes, if you like electrocuted yourself the way Owen did, or if you, was there something else that he did that I was like, maybe not? I don't know. But like, I don't know if there wouldn't be any repercussions to your body if you did that. Because like, I feel like even if you are like underwater for like, I don't know, X amount of minutes, like your body starts like shriveling up and shit. Owen was under there for like 38 minutes and his body cannot recover from that. Like, wouldn't that be bad? Or if any water gets in, then how does it come out? Right? So like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there would be some kind of repercussions to that. And the electricity, I don't know. I feel like there would be something there too, but the show says there wouldn't be, so there isn't, I suppose. Yeah, he infiltrates in there, and there was one guard that. Okay, so there were two guards. Owen took one of them by scaring them off and then punched him in the face. That one was like fair. The second guard had a gun pointed at him, and Owen slowly walked towards him, and he was just saying dumb shit. And the guard was like, "What are you?" And it's like, the fact that Owen said like, "The heat sensors are not going off. Do you know what that means?" And the guard was like, "What are you?" And it's like, come on, dude. Like, I would think that either the sensors don't work, there was some kind of malfunction, or like they hacked the sensors in some way. Like, I don't know, some shit that wouldn't be, "What are you?" Like, that was so dumb. And the fact that he didn't shoot at all, he let him get in close to melee range and get disarmed. It's like, that guard was terrible at his job. It was like almost cartoonishly bad, but it was dope for Owen. And I have to say, the soundtrack for that scene was the best. And it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same one as the previous one, because in the previous episode, when Owen was fighting the devil, sorry, no, that was the finale for season 1. When Owen was fighting death, there was a soundtrack going off, and I talk about it, and I thought it was fucking awesome. And I don't know what song that is. Is that like Owen's theme or some shit, or is it just like an arrangement that they made for it that was just awesome? Because like what I really love about that soundtrack, whatever music play there, is not only the fact that it sounded awesome, but the fact that it kept like ramping up, like the tempo kept getting faster while the encounter was happening, and that was so good. That was my favorite thing. And I feel like in this episode, I think it was like the same track, but it didn't get any faster. It was like a different part of it, or like arrangement or whatever. I want to look into that song and see what that song was, because it was pretty good. I'm sure I heard it before, and I think it has to have been the same song as the previous episode. I think it is, but not the exactly same, just kind of a different version of it. But yeah, I'm gonna look into those songs. If you know, let me know. But like, I probably looked it up by this point. But like, I want to know that the track was great, both of them. So then he gets to the final boss, which is an old man dying on his bed. The energy that he had, that he was holding on to, apparently wasn't doing anything for him, but he thought it did, and he was just staying alive by the sheer belief of him being okay because he had this glowy thing. That gave him hope, and then he was like, I'm gonna be alive because I have my little thing that gives me hope here. And it actually worked. It didn't actually give him life, but he did placebo himself into surviving. Like, you can actually do some crazy shit if you tell yourself that you can. Like, the power of belief is so fucking strong. Because, like, your brain is also an organ. And your brain is just like a bunch of chemicals and impulses and shit that goes through your body. And, like, all of that actually matters. That physically matters. So, everything regarding, like, your mood and your thoughts and everything actually does have a physical repercussion on your body, and it does matter a lot, actually, which is why stress is really bad for you. So the fact that he placebo himself into surviving, I feel like it was really awesome and thematic too, because Owen at the end was like, what you need is something to give you some kind of hope, something to lighten up your day, something you can cling on to, you know, like be either like the cup of coffee in the morning, or like your friends, you know, hanging out with them, like anything, something, no matter how small, because like the alternative is nothing. The alternative is just the darkness and nothing. And I understand that everything hurts right now, and you feel like that would be preferable to this level of hurt, but there's also everything that is not hurt. There's also everything that is good, that makes you feel happy, that makes you care, that makes you love. It's like there's so much in this world that can make you feel that way, and all of those little things are worth it. And it, like, you, like this character of Maggie, she kept waiting for a year, listening to people say that things will get better, and it's like she kept waiting for anything to magically disappear. But what it actually is that you shouldn't just sit there and wait for the pain to go away. What you should do is actually sit there and enjoy everything else that is not the pain, right? So just sitting there with pain and just waiting for it to go away, it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna work out for you. What you actually need to do is not just sit there. Do stuff. Do stuff with the people you love. Enjoy the small things. Anything that can give you any spark of joy is worth it. And it's something that you should pay attention to and be like, that was good, and appreciate it, right? The other thing I read, like, I don't remember where I read it, but it was like a thing of someone talking about, like, this is something that I started doing, and it's like affected my life so much, much more positively. And it was like, treat yourself like one small thing a day, just like anything a day, and don't plan for it. Just like randomly, you're doing something, and then you go like, I kind of want to do that, but I kind of don't want to do it. It's like, no, just say fuck it, do it, whatever. Like, even if you're just walking past like a shop and it's just like you see something you like, and it's just like, I don't know, $10, I don't know, money, and it's like, you're like, nah, that's a worldly expense, it doesn't matter. And then you can actually, what you should do is just go in there and be like, give me that shit, and then just walk away with it, and that's it. Just treat yourself with like a small thing, and try and do that every day. Not necessarily just like an impulse purchase thing every day. By the way, I impulse purchased this shit the other day, sorry, this doesn't really this doesn't really help my point, but I bought a new processor for my computer. Because I'm gonna start changing ports for my computer because I said I would on my Patreon. And because like this shit is slow. This shit is very slow. It's like almost 5 years old by this point. It's old gen, so I need a newer gen computer. So I got a AMD Ryzen 5 2600. Where is it? 2600. Don't worry about it. It's that's the number. There it is at the front. Ryzen 2600. Yeah. So anyway, this shit's dope. And yeah, that's the only part I bought. By the way, I need a new motherboard still, and I need a RAM. But once I get that, I feel like I can swap the ones I already have and have that new upgrade going. I'm not changing my video card yet, my GPU. I'm gonna do that after those 3 components, because the GPU is the most expensive part. but I'm planning on doing that as well. And I bought an SSD the other day, and that has helped a lot. Having an SSD is actually a significant upgrade over having a regular hard drive. Sorry, I got technical. If you don't know what these things mean, I'm sorry. But like, okay, I'm just talking about shit that I bought. But like, I'm happy about that, right? And this is like a small thing. This got here today. This got here actually today. Like, I don't know, like half an hour before I started recording, right? So I was procrastinating on recording, and luckily I did, because otherwise I wouldn't have heard the mailman coming in. But yeah, I got this today, and this actually made me happy. And like last night I wasn't having a great night, but now I'm having a good morning here. I also got to talk to a friend and say like my friend wasn't doing okay, and I care a lot about her, and we had like a nice conversation where a lot of things were said, and that actually did make me feel better too. So I went from like bad to not so bad, and like it's all like the little things, right? It's all in the little things that make your day better and make it worthwhile. And it's like things are never going to get better if you just kind of sit there and hope for it to go away. Because the thing is that it's probably never going to go away. But what will happen is that there's going to be a point where it's not going to hurt as bad as it does. It will still hurt, but what will happen is that you're going to be too busy doing other shit that actually makes you happy. Or not necessarily doing it, but at least thinking about that, right? You're going to be thinking about other stuff that is a positive thing. You're going to replace all those negative emotions and memories in your mind with other shit that is actually more positive. And that's the thing, is that like life is that. Life is like, I think the 11th Doctor said this on like the Bangkok episode. It was like life is like a bunch of like good things and bad things all together, and sometimes they don't, like sometimes the good things don't necessarily overcome the bad things, but the bad things don't necessarily spoil the good things either, right? And like that's what it is. And I understand that sometimes it's like too much, and sometimes people do take the jump. People do jump off. And there's like nothing you can tell to those people for them not to do it, other than what I'm saying, right? Because it is ultimately their choice, and I don't think it's a good choice, but I have no power over other people. But what I can say is that there are a bunch of things in the world that are worth enjoying and worth staying here for. And like that is something that I can confidently say. There is a lot to make your life worthwhile if you stay alive. And it might feel like there's not, but I think that is just the pain is overcoming like your sense of reality. And I don't blame you for it, but if you manage to get out of that mental trap, you will realize that there's a lot to be grateful for, and a lot to be happy about, and a lot worth living for, right? Sorry, this got like super serious, but what else can it be? This discussion, I mean, because this is kind of what that episode was. And the fact that it's the Owen episode, it's insane. So like, this is, I feel like this is it. I feel like this is this might be like peak Owen, right? This might be the moment where Owen peaks, right? Everything else after this is just like, all right, Owen is like right there, is doing fine, we're good. We don't need to like develop him any further. There probably will, just like one or more episode maybe, but like we just had like an Owen trilogy, and I feel like that was pretty good. And like, I feel like now I can see exactly why people would say I love Owen. Owen is like my favorite Torchwood character. I can see that. I feel like there's a lot about Owen that makes him a very interesting character. Like, do I like him as a person? No. Do I like him as a character? Yeah, I do. I do like Owen as a character a lot. Because I feel like they're really, really exploring where you can take this character with Owen. It's like, there's so much that they're doing here. And I'm grateful for it. Do I still feel like the shit on episode 1 was like a mistake? I feel like now I feel it was less of a mistake than I did previous episode, but I still feel like we didn't need that. I still feel like we didn't need that. We could have him do some fucked up shit that wasn't as fucked up as that. You know? But it's something else that was like, oh, this guy's an asshole. And then we just build from there, right? I feel like there could be something else we could have done with him to cement that point, but whatever. The direction they decided to take with this character, and I'm assuming this was all like planned to a degree, I think it was awesome. I think it's awesome. I said this before. I have a soft spot for characters who are just like detached from people and like they don't get it. They don't get people and they just are kind of assholes, and they just grow to not be that. They just grow to be more understanding. They grow to be better people through a lot of experience that we can get to see. We get to see the journey or interactions with people. We get to see all of that. And then from beginning to end, it's like a black and white difference, right? And that's what I love the most about like the 12th Doctor. Because if you compare like Deep Breath 12th Doctor or like Into the Dalek 12th Doctor versus Twice Upon a Time 12th Doctor or fucking Dr. Falls Doctor, that is a black and white difference between 12 Doctors. And that is what I love about that character. And I feel like we can do that with Owen as well. And that is something that I'm super grateful for. I'm super grateful that's what they're doing with this character. Yeah, I just really enjoyed everything this episode did. And I feel like at this point we can take a break from that. I feel like we gave enough time to the Owen dying, not dying, and being a zombie, and the psychological and emotional repercussions that takes on you and on the team. I feel like we explore all of that, and that's pretty good. Now we can take a break and go back to a regularly scheduled alien hunting or whatever, right? So yeah, that was just awesome. The fact that he couldn't save the old man, by the way, he said he couldn't save the old man because he couldn't give him any breath because he can't breathe. And it's like, that sucks. And like, I get it. I saw it and I was like, oh, he can't breathe. It's like, don't they have like a machine that can do that instead of Owen manually doing it? Wasn't that the machine we saw a couple of scenes earlier? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm not a doctor. I don't know shit. So I don't know what that machine was, but if there's like literally a machine that can just like throw air into your lungs because you have difficulty breathing, then it's like I don't know. It was weird because it's like you couldn't save him because he couldn't breathe, and it's like you had the machine right there. But that's probably not what it was. I don't. If it is, it's a dumb plot hole, but I don't think it is what it was. I just thought it was funny if it was, so I'm just gonna point it out, but it's probably not. So the fact that the old man died, and he was like an old man that was like, oh, I wanna hear about the aliens, I wanna hear about all this shit. It was like a cool old man, and then he just instantly died, and it was like, I couldn't save him. But I saw this alien shit, and that gave me hope, and then that all of that came together, and I thought that was awesome. And yeah, I'm gonna say the name Martha Jones because I feel like we need to talk about Martha for a little bit. She was in Torchwood for a little bit, and now she's gone. I'm glad we had Martha for like 3 episodes, like 3 full episodes. I like that we had Martha for 3 full episodes. That is pretty good. But the thing is that I wanted more. Hopefully we can get Martha back, and they didn't even like say it to a little degree. They said like, maybe we can have you back at some point. It's like, yeah, maybe. I know she shows up and teams up with the Torchwood team on this Doctor Who season 4 finale, but I want her back as a regular cast member for at least like a little bit, a while, like a couple episodes. We can have that. Give me that. Martha's great. I love Martha, so that would be awesome to have. Maybe it'll happen after the season 4 finale. I remember, like, Martha and Mickey like walked off into the sunset with John Barrowman, and we don't know what happens then. So maybe, that she gave Jack a kiss, like an actual proper kiss, and I'm just like, yeah. And I like that she was like, well, everyone else is done it. So it's like, yeah, at last she got to do it, because I remember that when they met, Jack was like, Captain Harness, where are you? And Martha was like, oh, and Doctor was like, stop it, and he was like just saying hi, and Martha's like, I don't mind. I think that was the joke. That was like the joke every time. But like, yeah, that's great that she finally got to do it. So kudos to Martha on there. Yeah, I like that this was the Owen depression episode for like the first like 70% of it. Then we had like some like intense mission, and then for the final like 10% of it was hopeful and good nature, and that was nice, and I really like that. I really like that a lot. That was awesome. But yeah, I feel like that's it for this episode. I feel like that was it I can say. Yeah. This was an amazing episode. Torchwood Season 2 is fucking fire, by the way. Let me just say that. It's fucking fire. I love it. Yeah. See you next week then. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this episode to a Torchwood reaction. If you would like to see next week's, it should already be up on Patreon as well as full length. Check out the links in the description for that. Everything else, social media, you know the drill. And I'll see you next time, okay? Bye. Take care.